Good morning. Welcome to online learning, standard 10, subject science. And in science, we have been dealing with chemistry part. There, the unit which we are discussing is periodic classification of elements. And the concept of today's video lesson is chemical properties of metals. Students, already using the previous video, we are familiar with the physical properties of metals. And in today's video, we are going to learn about the chemical properties of metals. Is it clear? Okay. Okay, chemical properties of metals. Students, under this heading, the topics we are going to discuss are: first one, valence electrons. We have to see how many number of valence electrons possessed by metals. Then secondly, formation of ions. Okay, how metals are forming ions, that is the second concept we have to discuss. Then concept number 3 is discharge of ions in their aqueous solution form. At which electrode they get discharged, that we have to discuss under the heading discharge of ions. Then atomicity. You know about atomicity. What is atomicity? The number of atoms present in a molecule is called as atomicity. So we have to discuss about the atomicity of metals. Then finally, nature of oxides. We have to study about the metal oxides, whether they are acidic, basic or amphoteric. So these are the concepts we are going to discuss here. What are they? Valence electrons, formation of ions, discharge of ions, then atomicity, and finally nature of oxides. Okay students, let us discuss them one by one. First, valence electrons. Dear students, can you remember what are called as valence electrons? Can you answer me? The number of electrons present in the last shell of an atom is called as valence electrons. We all aware of the structure of atom, isn't it? Atom has a tiny nucleus at the center, then it is surrounded by a number of circular paths. Those paths are called as orbits or shells. Here this is the first shell and this is the second shell, which is also the last shell. This last shell will contain a number of electrons, and those number of electrons are called as valence electrons. And here we are going to see how many number of electrons present in the last shell of an atom, that is given here. Metals usually have 1, 2 or 3 electrons in their outermost shell. They may have 1 electron in their last shell, they can have 2 electrons, or they can have 3 electrons in their outermost shell. So this is the idea about valence electrons of metal. How many valence electrons they possess? They possess either 1, 2 or 3 valence electrons. And examples I have taken: alkali metals. Alkali metals constitute first group of the periodic table. There the number of valence electrons is 1. Okay, all the alkali metals possess 1 valence electrons. Then alkaline earth metals, which is the second group, that is possessing 2 valence electrons. So we can conclude that metals can either possess 1, 2 or 3 valence electrons. Then secondly, we have to see about formation of ions. Dear students, generally there is a minute difference between atom and ion. Okay, what is called as atom? Atom is a neutral particle. It is composed of proton, electron and neutron. So it doesn't possess any particular charge. It is neither negative nor positive, isn't it? Yes. But when the neutrally charged atom is losing or gaining electrons, it is able to form ions. So ions are the charged particles. They may have either positive charge or negative charge. If the ion is positively charged, then it is called as cation. If it is negatively charged, then it is called as anion. Okay, then usually metals have the tendency of losing electron. Okay, and dear students, keep in mind, whenever a particular atom loses electron, when it is losing electrons, it will be positively charged at the end. Whereas when it is gaining a number of electrons, it will be negatively charged at the end. Is it clear? Can you able to catch what I am coming to say? when a neutral atom is losing a particular number of electrons, it can form a cation. In the same way, when a neutral atom is accepting or it is gaining some electrons, it will form a negatively charged ion, which is called as anion. Okay, so cations and anions are formed by the loss as well as gain of the electrons by the metal atom. Then we have to see whether the metals have the tendency of losing electron or gaining electron. Just now I told you metals have how many electrons in their valence shell? They have 1, 2 or 3 electrons in their valence shell. Since they possess a lesser number of electrons in their valence shell, they can easily lose them. Okay, if the number of valence electron is 6 or 7, such kind of atoms will have the ability of accepting electrons. But here in the case of metals, since they possess lesser number of valence electrons, the number of valence electron is 1, 2 or 3, because of the presence of lower number of valence electrons, they have the tendency of losing electrons. They can easily lose their outermost electrons. And I told you, when an atom loses a number of electrons, what will be the product? They can form the positively charged ion, that is cation. Okay, so that I have written here. Look here, metals form positive ions by the loss of electrons, and hence they are called as electropositive. Look at this term very clearly, electropositive. Why it is called as electropositive? Because the metals are losing electrons, and by losing electrons they become positive, and so this property is called as electropositivity. Is it clear, students? Why they are called as electropositive? By losing electrons they become positively charged ions, and so they are called as electropositive one. Okay, so once again let me read. Metals form positive ions by the loss of electrons, and hence they are electropositive. And the equation which shows this property is given. M is the metal. By losing one electron, it becomes M plus. So M is the neutral metal atom. It is losing one electron and it becomes M plus. And one more thing we have to keep in mind, if a metal loses 2 electrons, then the charge of the metal atom will be 2 plus. If it loses 3 electrons, then its charge will be 3 plus. So the charge of a metal will be equal to the number of electrons lost by the metal atom. Is it clear? Okay, so formation of ions. Metals have the ability of losing electrons, and so they become positively charged ions. And this property is called as electropositivity. Okay, now come here. Next one, discharge of ions. Okay, dear students, this concept is very useful when electrolysis is carried out. For electrolysis, we need 3 things. What are they? In a beaker, we have to take an electrolytic solution and 2 rods will be immersed in it. One is positively charged, whereas one more is negatively charged. Okay. Okay, so here aqueous solution of particular salt will be taken, and when electricity is passed through this solution, the metals are discharged at the cathode. Okay, cathode is the negatively charged electrode. So metals, during electrolysis, the metals can be liberated at the cathode. Okay, metals are discharged at the cathode during the electrolysis of their compounds. Okay, discharge of ions is over. Then next property is atomicity. As you know, what is called as atomicity? The number of atoms present in a molecule is called as atomicity. What is the formula for hydrogen molecule? What is the formula of hydrogen molecule? It is H2. Here how many number of hydrogen atoms are there? There are 2 hydrogen atoms, so we can say here the atomicity is 2. Okay, if we take C4, here how many carbons are there? There are 4 carbons, so here the atomicity is 4. Okay, so what is called as atomicity? The number of atoms present in the molecule is called as atomicity, and if the atomicity is 1, they are called as monoatomic. If it is 2, they will be called as diatomic, triatomic, and so on. Depending upon the number of atoms in a molecule, we can call them as monoatomic molecule, diatomic molecule, triatomic molecule, and so on. Okay, look here. Now in this case, we have to see whether the metals are monoatomic, diatomic, or triatomic. The answer is given here. Generally, the metals molecules of metals in their vapor state are usually monoatomic. They exist as single atoms. They never exist in the combined state. They exist as a single unit. So here the atomicity is 1. Okay, okay. Then next property is nature of oxides, metal oxides, sodium oxide, potassium oxide, and so on. Okay dear students, this just we can keep in our mind. Okay, the metal oxides are usually basic in nature. They are not acidic one, they are basic in nature. Okay, so with this all the chemical properties of metals over. What are the things we have seen so far? First one is valence electrons. They can possess either 1, 2 or 3 valence electrons. Then formation of ions. They can easily lose electrons and they form positively charged ions. Then discharge of ions. During electrolysis, metal ions are discharged at the cathode. Then atomicity. Metals are usually monoatomic. Nature of oxides. The metal oxides are generally basic in nature. So with this video ends. You can watch the video twice in order to have a clear understanding. Thank you.